And now, live from Smoke on the Water in Greenville's West End, here is Straight Up with Sturge with Mark Sturgis.
Welcome back in, hour number 2 here on Straight Up with Sturge on Talk Sports 104.9 FM. Before we're joined by our guest, Crawford Reeves, here at Smoke on the Water, I need to take a moment and tell you about our friends at Meredith Signature Homes, located at 2508 North Main Street in Anderson. The phone number is 261-7699. The website, meredithhomes.com. It's really quite simple. If you want to build a new house, you go out there and pick the property. Let Meredith Signature Homes build it from the ground up. I mean, they can make it to the point where you just get a phone call and say, hey, it's time to go move into your new house. They have been featured in Southern Living magazine for their home building. They are one of the premier builders for the Cliffs community, so you know they're doing something right. And all this great accolades, the Andy Atkins and crew are more proud that they've gotten the Sturgis stamp of approval, Crawford, because we had Meredith Signature Homes come in this past fall and renovate our house. The one that we bought in the late 1960s, that was built in the late 1960s, needed to be brought up to 2013 standards because we want my daughter to graduate from your alma mater, Eastside High School, right?
That's right.
So they came in and they worked within our budget, and, man, they changed everything. I can't thank them enough. I mean, they gave us a start date and a completion time for our project. They nailed it within 24 hours, over 7 weeks, and that was overcoming a couple of things on the fly. The craftsmanship, absolutely fantastic. The scheduling, even more important. There was a crew there working hard every day. Meredith Signature Homes made what can be a stressful time as easygoing as possible. Call Andy Atkins and crew. It's 261-7699, or check them out online at meredithhomes.com. All right, Crawford, before we go to break there, I mentioned professional golfer. How was that? Have you come to grips that you're no longer a Clemson golfer? You are now a working-class gent?
A little bit. I think I realized that once classes started back at Clemson and I wasn't going back. And just having this time to be able to really realize that how hard work and everything that I need to do, and giving me lots of time to do it. And it's I wish I was still there,
right.
But hearing my friends talk about taking tests and studying and everything, I'm pretty glad that I can go play golf.
Well, how things changed for you, because you were a very, very good student at Clemson. You graduated. I know your dad sitting over here, Rob, would have done the Superfly snook off the turn belt if you hadn't. But, you know, as a college golfer, you have social life, you've got golf, you've got school. What's it been like here over the last few months as you can really, for the first time in your life, do nothing but concentrate on your craft?
It's a lot less stressful, I guess. A lot more time to focus on me, and it definitely makes a difference. A little bit of a difference on the golf course when you're over a shot, or when in between shots, and you might not have hit your best one, and maybe a couple months ago you're thinking about, dang, I got to go take a test next week or when I get back, and now, I mean, you just take it and move on, and then it's just a lot more time on my hands and really enjoying that part of it, because I do love to practice. I do love to go just piddle around and at the range, and that's been a lot more fun without having to worry about getting back to go do schoolwork, go to a tutor, or that sort of thing. So it's been fun so far.
What scares you more, that big accounting test, or making a 6-foot putt to play the weekend and earn some money on Sunday afternoon?
I think the accounting test would probably be a little bit more difficult for me.
Well, one thing as you embark on your pro career here, you're healthy. It's been a work in progress to get you to this point. So as you're out there working on your game and doing things, you probably have a pretty standard routine because if a back goes out on a golfer, as we've seen by Freddie Couples, and so, you know, it can be 3 good rounds, and all of a sudden you wake up one morning and you don't know what caused this.
Yeah.
Well, that can cause you to lose money, and as you're trying to work your way up the ranks of professional golf, you don't want to wake up one Sunday morning in 4th place and go, wow, my back's killing me today. So are you learning through treatments and things of that nature what you have to do to make sure your body's in the best position possible?
Yeah, it's mostly just kind of maintenance, just kind of flexibility and that sort of thing. I had to do a lot of core work when I was out, I guess, my fall of my junior year. I didn't play for 4 months and was in the training room for 4 days a week, and doing a lot of core work and flexibility things, and just kind of maintaining that. I mean, I'll still get my mornings where it'll be a little tight, or I can tell when it's going to rain because it kind of bothers me a little bit, and just the maintenance. And I guess as much golf as I've been playing this summer, and as much as I'll be playing going forward and working and practicing and that sort of thing, that maintenance is going to be a little more important, just of how much work I'll be putting in constantly with it.
And let me go ahead and tell you, if somebody hadn't sat you down, when it comes to PT, physical therapy, I had cervical fusion surgery like 6 years ago. I finally believed my dad when he said you get out of it what you put into it. I did not start seeing any results from that surgery until I started putting effort into physical therapy. And these are just things that you have to do, because right now your body is more or less your work of art. It's your paycheck and how well that you can go out there and perform. Now, let's get back to Clemson real quick. You had a great career. You had a great coach. What memories of being a Clemson Tiger, not only a student but an athlete, what memories do you take away from your playing days under Coach Penley at Clemson?
I guess just the time on the road. I mean, I've never laughed so hard in my life listening to some of the things that he said and talking to us and just from practice to the tournaments, to practice rounds, and just going to dinner at tournaments and those sort of things. Those are things that you really remember. You don't necessarily remember the bad round you shot at a certain tournament. You tend to remember those times where you laughed until you couldn't say anything, and a
lot of times things that you really can't talk about when you get out of that nice Mercedes van that y'all got hooked up with a couple of years ago. And is that something that you look forward to? One thing that's awesome about this Clemson golf program are how these guys come back and they give with the Tiger Golf outing and gathering. And is that something now that you're excited to? I heard one high school recruit tell me about coming to Clemson. He goes, I knew it was a good opportunity, but I see all these former players. And I went, as much as I want to play for Clemson, I want to be part of that crew 15 years down the road. Does that excite you as well when you can be with the likes of Lucas Glover and Charles Warren and DJ Trahan and all those guys?
That's very exciting. I mean, that's something that I want to do. I want to give back, whether it's to Clemson, whether it's to somebody else or anything down the road. I hope I'm in that position to where I can give back and that sort of thing, and just being able to join those guys and the opportunity to give back, whether it's going to play with them or whether it's helping out for the golf gathering coming up in December, or just being there if someone needs to call and talk to you. That's always just a good thing. All
right, we're talking with Crawford Reeves, former Clemson golfer, always Clemson guy, Clemson gentleman, and now professional golfer. And as you head out here in the next few days for your first qualifying rounds, I guess, for the Web.com tour, what's the strength of your game as you head out to I believe you're going to Florence?
Going to Florence, South Carolina, Florence Country Club, leaving on Sunday. I guess I've always been a really good driver of the ball. I hit it pretty far for my size, I guess, and drive it really, really straight. And that's going to be a key there. The fairway, they bring the fairways in pretty tight. It's not a long golf course, so I probably won't be hitting driver much, but it's just a matter of getting it in play. And my putting starting to come around. It's always kind of been an issue for me is if I can get the putter working, then I usually play pretty well, and that seems to be coming around pretty good, just from a lot of hard work, so I'm really excited about my game.
All right, great. Now, you've got a lot of people out there. Thornblade happens to be maybe the best playing country club in the United States right now, with all the professional golfers going out of there. But what are some tricks of the trade that these veterans out there on tour are telling you what to expect here, over the next couple of weeks and in the coming years, for that matter?
Patience, probably a big one. I mean, I could go out and set and play well this week and the next stage and final stage and make it on through and be on my way, and I may not make it, and that doesn't mean I can't get in through other ways or get in next year. And patience is one, and then just kind of learn to manage your game, make your bad rounds solid rounds. That's a big thing. You don't want to set yourself back too far by having one of your off days, and just that's something I'm learning more and more. I mean, just from junior golf to college golf to now is just making those bad days as good as you possibly can.
So I guess it's true. You can't win a tournament in the first round, but you sure can lose it.
That's exactly right.
All right. Well, that's fantastic. Well, y'all hang around if you want to. We'll open up the phone lines and we'll talk. You can talk with Crawford about golf. I know you won't have any problem talking about any college football either, because I know the bloodlines that you come from. And, I still trip out that your older brother, Austin, who, congratulations, the new assistant golf coach at Furman, and they had a great trip up to Indianapolis. I saw got high school football letters as a quarterback at Eastside High School. I remember your dad telling me, I never thought I'd have a son that would get recruiting letters for football. No doubts that there would be some in golf, but football, I mean, it's the Golfing Reeves family. Again, it's a group that has made a huge impact on my life, and I'm very, very fortunate. But let's go out to break. Phone lines are open. When we come back, we'll talk some golf, some college football, and whatever else y'all care to get into here on Straight Up with Sturge on Talk Sports 104.9 FM, the flagship station of Clemson Athletics.
You've heard